Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Stockholm. I'm just here on a little solo trip for the next few days and I thought I'd bring you along with me. I am very tired this morning, but I've just done my skincare. I'm going to let myself marinate while I have breakfast downstairs and then we will do my makeup. Let's start with a little room tour. I stayed at the Miss Clara by Nobis Hotel and it was £700 for 4 nights. Plush is having a little rest on the bed. This was my bedroom. I really liked the high arched window. The room was a little bit cold, but it wasn't too bad. There's a little sliding door between the bedroom and the bathroom, and this is the bathroom area. Please excuse the mess I'd already unpacked at this point. I did really like that they had Byredo products to use. They had hand soap and hand lotion by the sink, and then shampoo, conditioner and shower gel by the shower. As someone who cannot enter a lift unless there is someone else with me, I spend a lot of time in stairwells. So I popped my little Uggs on and went down the stairs to the breakfast area. The breakfast was included in my room rate, by the way. It's buffet style and I had the granola every day. There were different seeds and toppings you could add to it, so it was really nice. They had some little chia puddings here, some little fruit pots, and they had a little health shot bar as well. I'm not a huge pastries at breakfast person, but I did try one of these little buns. It was really nice. Here is my beautiful granola. Once I had refueled, I went back to my room and did my makeup, ready for my first day in Stockholm. I've just posted a full face of rose ink on TikTok and Instagram, so I feel like I'm constantly talking about this foundation. But it's become my everyday foundation and it really is that good. It's the Soft Light Skin Smoothing Liquid Foundation and I use the shade 2N. For transparency, it was gifted in PR, but I will absolutely be repurchasing once I'm out. I usually use the rose ink foundation brush to apply it, but I just travelled with my sponge, so I used that. You will see me get progressively iller during this vlog, and the way my dark circles look here really should have been a telltale sign. They always look kind of longer and more purple when I'm getting ill. The Benefit Born Concealer did what it could though, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand in the shade Pink Pop. This was another item I originally received in PR and then ended up repurchasing because I love it so much. The powder I've been using lately is the By Terry Hyaluronic Pressed Powder, and I'm applying it using the Charlotte Tilbury Powder and Sculpt brush. This was my little makeshift makeup station, by the way. And then on my lips, as always, I'm using the Refy Lip Sculpt in the shade Blush. I start by using it to line my lips, then I fill them in with the same product, and then I used the Clarins Lip Oil in the shade Cherry on top. I just dabbed the lip oil into the centre of my lips. Right, here is my outfit of the morning. I'm wearing an Arquette beanie, this Peel cashmere roll neck jumper, Axel Arigato puffer, my black Levi's skinny jeans, and I don't think you can see them, so I'll show you here, but I got these little grippy boots from Mountain Warehouse, and you can zip them up or you can just leave them open, but they're very comfy. Oh, it has just started snowing. The Paradox Museum was right near my hotel, so I thought I'd pop in. It's definitely more tailored to children, as you can probably imagine. Some of the exhibits were quite interesting though. I think I stayed for about half an hour. I mentioned that this jumper is from Peel when I did my little outfit of the day just then, but I actually bought it on the Outnet. It's so stunning. There was a little cafe just opposite the museum, so I sat there for a little bit and had a coffee. If you're planning a trip to Stockholm, my top tip is do not take cash with you because almost nowhere accepts it, including tiny cafes. Clearly I did not do enough research because I converted £450 into Swedish krona and I could not use any of it. Once I was appropriately caffeinated, I went into NK, which is a big department store. It's very similar to Selfridges or Harvey Nichols. I was mostly looking for brands that aren't as readily available in the UK. You can definitely get Byredo in the UK, but I wanted to pay it special attention seeing as it's a Swedish brand. The green Byredo mascara is included in the Cult Beauty Advent Calendar this year, so I have already tried that. I've had my eye on the multi-sticks and this particular eyeshadow palette for a while as well. These two perfumes as well, oh my goodness, they smell like heaven. Then I ventured further into the store, and by further into the store I just mean further into the beauty area. I swatched a pretty gold YSL eyeshadow on the back of my hand and then had a look at the Dior perfume counter. And then funnily enough I found another Byredo counter in the same department store. The store is really beautiful, but I didn't end up filming that much because there was a Santa's Grotto event and lots of children and I didn't want to get children on camera. I did manage to get this clip from the main hallway though. How pretty is this Christmas tree? On my way back to the hotel I stopped at the Urban Deli for lunch. I got this little avocado sandwich, some sparkling water, and then I got some green tea as well. It's like a mini health supermarket with a cafe attached to it. I ended up coming here a few times during my stay because it's just so easy. As always, whenever I'm sat anywhere, I listen to more of my audiobook. I'm back in my hotel room now. Slight change of plan. I did have tickets to go to the Royal Palace for about 2. It's like mid-afternoon now, and I've started to feel quite ill, like my ears are all blocked. So I think I'm just going to go down to the hotel restaurant and just have some more green tea and read for a bit and just have a restful rest of the day, because I have a tour tomorrow that's like a nature hike that I really want to be well for.
I went downstairs to the hotel restaurant and asked if there was an area where you could sit and read, and lo and behold, there actually was. It was also completely empty, which was absolutely ideal. I ordered some green tea and then just sat there for a while reading my book. The actual physical book I'm currently reading is Melmoth the Wanderer by Charles Maturin. I said on my Instagram stories that I really like The Monk by Matthew Gregory Lewis, and then someone recommended this one. The flight was about 2.5 hours from London, and I was reading this book for the whole time. My favourite genre is 18th century English fiction, and this was published in 1820, so a little bit later, but I really enjoy it so far. I thought a hot drink would help unblock my ears a little bit, and it did help. I think I read for about 45 minutes, and then I gently migrated over to the main restaurant area for dinner. I wasn't that hungry, and I was kind of craving carbs, so I just had these truffle chips. They were so nice I actually had 2 portions of them. I chose a little table by the window so I could watch the snow. Then I went back to my room, watched the Dyatlov Pass incident, and ate a load of Toblerone.
It's day 2 in Stockholm. I'm just waiting for the subway to take me to the meeting point for our nature hike. Don't feel that much better, I won't lie, but I'm just going to try and power through it because it looks really, really good.
You can just use your debit card to get through the barriers on the metro. It's really easy to use. It's very similar to the tube actually, it's nice and clean. I bought these snow boots from Mountain Warehouse for Finland last year, they're so good. I booked this tour on Get Your Guide. It's called the Stockholm Winter Nature Hike with Campfire Lunch. Because I travel alone whenever I want to do something that could be vaguely perilous, like hiking in the snow, I always book a group tour. This is their offices, which was the meeting point, and it turned out there were only 3 of us on the tour. The other 2 people were an Italian couple who were really sweet. I have to say though, my ideal is a big tour so that there's no pressure to actually talk to anyone. As soon as we'd got out of central Stockholm, the snow got much deeper. I tend to overheat rather than underheat, so I'm glad I just went with a body warmer and I didn't wear gloves for the first few hours. The surroundings are so beautiful, and it was fun watching people do some ice fishing and skiing. This was a few hours in and my ears started to get cold, so I popped on my wee Norwegian's hood. I bought it from Net-a-Porter and it's so soft so it didn't make me itchy. Our guide also does animal tracking tours, so he spent some time telling us about the different animal prints. We saw a red squirrel, which I didn't manage to get on camera, and we also saw some deer and mouse tracks. I was really hoping we'd see a nice little floofy mouse, but unfortunately not. We stopped for lunch at about midday and our guide made a fire and we cooked some sausages. And by we I do of course mean he. He added some onions and courgette to the tray, ended up being such nice wraps. At this point it had got down to maybe -4, so I decided to pop on some gloves. The tour lasted about 6 hours in total, and when we made it back to the office I had done over 15,000 steps. It might not sound impressive to some, but it's absolutely unheard of for me. My lip oil also froze. Then before going back to the hotel, I stopped at the Urban Deli again and had this little chocolatey thing. Even though there is now a Sephora in London, it's always nice going to different countries' Sephoras and seeing the different stock. Also, please excuse my voice. It's actually been over a week since I returned from Stockholm and I'm still ill. I do feel much better now though. In hindsight, I don't think a 6-hour hike in -3 degrees was the best idea. On to jollier things, Stockholm Sephora was much bigger than I expected and had such tempting products. The pink area by the tills was my favourite, as you can probably tell. I've run out of my Too Faced lip injection gloss. I don't use it for the lip plumping, I just find the stink really satisfying, and this bubblegum one looks delicious. The only reason I didn't buy it was because I have about 700 lip glosses to try and I do not need to add to that collection. I didn't end up buying anything, which might be a world first for me in Sephora. I went to the Kayali section just to spray myself with the Deja Vu white flower perfume, which is one of my all-time favourites. And then for dinner I walked over to Strandvägen 1. I'm so sorry for my pronunciation. I had steak tartare and I thought it would be rude not to have a Stockholm sour, which was really nice. I had a cheeky little gingerbread pudding as well. Right, I am back in my hotel now. It's still really early. I think it's like 6:30 p.m, but I can feel the plague coming back, so I'm going to have another early night. Need to find a nice menacing horror film to watch, and I'm going to do my little baby hand mask that I got from YesStyle. So this hand mask was very kindly gifted, by the way. Hello.
Hello everyone, it's my last day in Stockholm. I do actually feel a lot worse today, unfortunately, so I've just stayed local. I did a little bit of shopping this morning and I'm about to go down for lunch in the hotel's restaurant, and then this afternoon, or later this afternoon because it is already past midday, I'm going to go to the old town and visit a Christmas market, and I'll take you along as well.
Once again wearing that beautiful end peel jumper. I went to the Stutoriet Christmas market. I'm so sorry again for my pronunciation. There was a fun little Christmas tree store at the metro station. The market's in Gamla Stan, which is the old town, naturally my favourite part. I went down the little winding streets until I got to the Christmas market. It's made up of lots of these little red stalls. It's so beautiful, and look at the houses. I was so tempted by these sweets, and look at these wreaths. There was a beautiful Christmas tree in the centre of the square, and it started snowing pretty much as soon as I got there. Even though I wasn't feeling 100%, I'm so glad I made the effort to go. Would have been very sad to visit Stockholm in December and not go to at least one Christmas market. Bought some of these to snack on. I'm not 100% sure what they were, but I think they're candied almonds. I had a look at some of the decoration stalls as well. There was so much to see. I bought this tub of caramels for my work colleagues. I honestly could have bought the entire store though, because look how beautiful these products are. Those green ones were extremely tempting. One thing I had on my list to try before I left Stockholm was glögg, which I believe is mulled wine. And conveniently there was a stall selling it, so of course I had to buy some. It was absolutely delicious and warmed me up beautifully. I love going to churches abroad, and especially pink ones. This is Storkyrkan. I'm so sorry again for my pronunciation. If you've seen some of my other travel vlogs, you'll know that my mum is Catholic, so whenever I go into churches abroad I always light a candle for her. Once the candle was secured and lit, I walked around the church for a little bit. There was some really interesting art on the walls, very beautiful. Frustratingly, I did not write the name of this cafe down, but I stopped here on my way back to the metro station and had a biscuit and some coffee. I ended up popping into a Byredo shop and buying Rouge Chaotique. It took me ages to decide which one to buy, and now I'm actually not so sure about it. I also didn't quite appreciate that the perfume itself is red. I thought it was just the bottle, so it does stain clothes. It is starting to grow on me though, and I also think I'm going to go back for Vanille Antique. For my final lunch I went down to the hotel restaurant and had this pasta. It was really nice. I also inhaled the bread basket. Then I ordered this mini carrot soup, which was stunning, and then headed back to my room. I'm not sure if I've mentioned these before on here, but I always take these Baby Elemis cleansing balms with me when I travel. This was after 4 uses and I hadn't even used half of it, so it lasts a lot longer than you'd expect. By evening my body wasn't doing so well, so I just ordered some vegetables. The carrots were really nice, and then I had these sliced up courgettes. I managed to get through 6 of these bars of Toblerone in my 4 nights. And the following day I had a quick breakfast and then headed off to the airport. Thankfully the flight went smoothly and there were no delays. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the channel very soon.